Hi everyone, welcome to this quick film review that I want to, possibly do in one take. Um, and I really want to do more of these and upload on the channel because I have a lot of films that I just never watched or films I want to revisit. So this is kind of a mini series that I want to, make of me watching new films or just reviewing films, in general. Because I'm not a film guy, and I want to be. So this is pretty much just a good start. Well, not a good start because I'm in my car, but for a good reason. So I just finished watching the new Thunderbolts from Marvel, and I can say that it was on the better side of the new projects post Endgame. There are a few projects, that I watched that I, personally really liked. One of them being Loki. I really liked Loki. I don't know how people feel about Moon Knight, but I also really like Moon Knight. WandaVision. There's just like this funk, post Endgame that people are not really interested in Marvel. I'm included. I'm not really tapped in with what's going on with Marvel and like the whole storyline. And that's kind of like a disadvantage, especially because I watched the new Captain America and I did not watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier before. So that's what I did. I watched the new Falcon and the Winter Soldier before watching Thunderbolts as well. I watched, the Black Widow movie. So I had to do a bit of homework, but I'm happy that I actually did because it kind of made me appreciate this film more. So with the new Thunderbolts, this is the new combo hit that Marvel's trying to do. With this Fantastic Four that's gonna come out in July, which I'm very excited for. So for this film, we pretty much just have, to be honest, like B-level characters in terms of the story. A lot of the heavy hitters are not really present anymore. So now you have this new group. That's pretty much what that was advertised, like a whole new group of superheroes. So now you have Yelena, that came from the Black Widow films. Bucky, Sebastian Stan. You are chained to Marvel, man. You're never going. You're never leaving. You're never leaving. You're stuck. But I'm happy that he came back along with the other characters. U.S. Agent, John Walker, Ghost, who I don't really know much about. I didn't watch Ant-Man, and I don't care. I wouldn't. I really care. And Taskmaster. There's a Marvel formula for how they do things. A lot of quick one-liners. They really have trouble trying to get the tone right in really a lot of situations. For example, Thor and Love and Thunder. They completely messed that up, and they could have done something really great with it, but it just wasn't. It wasn't great. I can say for this, the banter was fine. It was actually, in some scenes, it was pretty good. And I don't want to really go into spoilers, since it, came out already. But I might do spoilers at the end, because I do want to talk about some stuff. I really like the banter between Florence Pugh and David Haber. Both their characters, they're still great. I really like them in like the Black Widow movie. So they're great here. Wyatt Russell, right? U.S. Agent, still kind of new to me, but I also like him. Ghost, I can't remember her name. She was fine. And Taskmaster, if you watch the film, yeah. But yeah, I really like the banter. And Sentry, Louis Pullman, yes, he was really good. I really liked his performance. And just the Sentry character in general, because I'm not really a comic book guy. I want to be. That's why I'm trying to buy a whole lot of Daredevil comics, which I want to review at some point. The Sentry character, it was a really important, crucial part of the story, and damn, I really want to get into spoilers. Well, okay. My positives are the tonal shift that they go through was gradual, but it was warranted, and in the second half of the film was like really good. I'm just gonna go into spoilers. So the way that they combat Sentry's mental health, it was written well. It was written well, and I really like how every character had their own personal demons that they had to fight through. Especially with Yelena, her having to do that, her first mission for the Red Room, killing that little girl, and it became a really important scene later on when, Sentry became the Void, and he pretty much just scooped up all of New York pretty much into just like this shadowy state where they just have to relive all their darkest moments of their lives. And well, that kind of brings me into Sentry, in the Void. That dynamic was really great. I really liked it. The nuance of how the Void is just a allegory for mental health, and especially like with the closing scene where you have the group in the climax huddling around Bob and trying to show him support and telling him that everything is fine and he doesn't have to combat his mental health by himself. That was a really great scene, and it really shows the power of just talking about your feelings and what you're going through. So I really like that. That was great. The action, I guess here's another negative. The action was still the same. A lot of shaky cam, a lot of bad 3D face tracking with the bodies. I was kind of and at the end they revealed that fuck it, the Thunderbolts are going to be the new Avengers. So I'm at two minds of this, because I'm not completely sold on this. I thought that they would, how can I say, I thought there would be more to it, to the new Avengers. I understand in context of the story, Valentina pretty much wanted to not be impeached, so she had to do this in a way to save her ass pretty much.
The point I wanted to bring up at the time were the parallels between Nick Fury and Valentina and how they serve the same role in terms of the MCU, with Valentina now serving as the replacement of Nick Fury in terms of being the orchestrator of creating the new Avengers. In this case around, it is more transactional, since a lot of the Avengers now have a trump card to try to impeach her. So I'm not sure if they're going to explore this aspect of this new relationship, but I'm not hopeful, to be honest. But I hope they do, because they could do something pretty unique with how they are positioned.
Due to Sentry being a failed project. As a fan, I feel like I wish that other heroes were in it. Or maybe this is truly it. Like, these are just like the Thunderbolts and Sentry. Like, they're the new Avengers. So, and like I said before, Sebastian Stan, your ass is stuck, man. You're never leaving. So, overall, I really liked the film. And at the end, the post-credit scene, we got the Fantastic Four. So they are gonna definitely jump into this timeline. We have to see how it's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Fantastic Four and see how that goes. But yeah, so yes, this is a my first film review. I definitely want to do more. I got a full notes list of all the films I want to do. So this one is just a bit, it's in my car. So the next one is going to be a bit better. I don't know how to close this, but thank you, for watching. If you make it this far, just, subscribe and just follow for more. So yeah, hope you have a great time and have a great day. Yeah, okay.